Hello everyone, this is Bhairavi. I'm a sketchbook artist and it's been a long time. Happy to see you all here. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. This is a long overdue sketchbook tour and I completed this in July 2024 between the months March and July. I might have forgotten a lot of details that go into this sketchbook, but I'm so happy to share it with you. Come on, let's head on over to the desk. I started it off with a lot of Patreon stuff. This is from Kavita's Patreon, and we were drawing a lot of ice creams, and I tried them out in I was in visiting India during this time, and I had very limited supplies. Some tempera sticks, tombos, and color pencils, just random stuff put together. I really like this sunglasses and footwear. I've written here Kavita's Patreon. This is from Becca Hall's Patreon, where she was doing the epic journeys. This is the Arctic Turn, and I was doing my 365 days of art challenge during this period, and so I was into a lot of Patreons and really enjoying the content that every artist had to offer. It was very different and it was so much of fun. This spread, I think, was done for one of my YouTube videos, and I was into a lot of lettering. I still do practice lettering here and there, but there were 2-3 months where I was really focused into lettering, and I cut it out and pasted it here. This is just tombos and color pencils. And I used to go back to trying portraits every now and then. This is my son playing the Nintendo. And animals, of course, are my favorite. This is with a Pilot V5 or a V7 pen. I'm not sure. Again, like I said, on and off, going back to portraiture. I love to draw animals mostly, but I also want to explore and want to, when I go out, I want to draw people. That want has always been in me, so I kept going back to Pinterest and seeing people, just photos of people, and I used to try and draw them out. This, I think, is this pen along with this. This is a Pilot G-Tech. Yeah, again back to birds and animals are my most favorite. This is just watercolor, and I was trying this out for Sophie McPike's Draw This in Your Own Style challenge, so yeah, I was doing it for that. I'm not sure if this was for someone's Patreon or was it just me drawing. And this was definitely for Kavita's Patreon, and I used the Pilot pen pencil, which comes with those colored purple leads that you insert the purple and I have a purple and a pink pencil, but the pink one is quite recent, so yeah, the purple pencil. And I think this is color pencil along with it. This was for Sophie McPike's Patreon. This is the first time I joined live for the Scribble Brigade, and this was a lot of fun. I used only new colors, and I really enjoyed this session. I actually drew the outlines in purple, and when I used the fixative, the Pilot pencil that I used, I was mentioning, its impression came onto the other side, so I felt It kind of ruined the chanterelles a little bit, but yeah, that's what sketchbooks are for. It's okay. Using the new colors was real fun, and you could use them really quickly and to get a good gesture. I like this antelope deer creature. The quails were one of my favorites. I really like this comb, and the overall, the quail was one of my favorites. Yes, and this one too, this bird too. Up until here was Sophie McPike's Scribble Brigade. It was a timed session. Like for every picture she had the timer going on, and the next day when I sat down to draw, there was constant resistance to put pen to paper, and I just did this. I'm not sure if it was in Kavita's Patreon or it was just my exploration from what I had learned from her Patreon. Loving the contrast and everything. This I remember was in one of her sessions. So I used Liquitex markers, and when I looked at this, all of a sudden it felt like they were waves, and I tried to draw surfers. I've drawn clothes hanging from a lighthouse to a tree. These were, I think, references given, and we were asked to do value studies with them. I really like the path winding down. Sheep, human. This is one of my favorite trees. I drew a tree a couple of days back, and now looking at it, I see that I keep telling myself that I cannot draw trees, but when I look at this, this looks like a very beautiful tree. Once again, I went back to portraits. I don't know what I was trying here, but I really like her. And I was using highlighters to color these olives. I like all three of them. I like the heart and the stars on her cheeks. Not so much here, but I like the flower on her cheeks. And this is again from Kavita's Patreon, or it was a course of landscapes that she was hosting. I did the same reference 2 times. I think I like this one better. And yeah, this is also part of her landscapes where we were drawing robins, and so much fun, so cute. This was my first attempts plein air. Like, I went to the bank that day on 25/4/2024, and I said this started in March, yeah, so I was right, okay. And I drew this planter and all these people, the leg and the face, and this lady was standing at the counter, and I really had a fun time. I was very happy that I started taking my sketchbook out. That was the first time. So I was very happy with this day. And during one of Kavita's Patreon sessions, we had drawn a bird flying over a cottage. Something, I think I have it on my door. Yeah, because in this house and in my previous house, we don't get to stick stuff or drill stuff. So the doors act as art walls for me. So yeah, it's on the door. So to show movement in the picture, that was the crux of that particular session, and I wanted to try the movement on my own, and I found this reference, and I really enjoyed working with the way the wings were moving. At that time, this was when we were in our previous house, and from where I sat through the window I could see this pine tree, and it was mostly bare. I mean, it was not bare like, but I was not very good at capturing the pine needles, but I like the structure of the tree, so I kept capturing it repeatedly in my sketchbooks, and I really like this one actually. These were a lot of overlapping animals. Overlapping was something I was struggling with because every time I drew, I did not like to draw anything on top of it. That was my way of thinking if I would ruin what I had drawn. But as I was slowly starting to overlap and overcome that kind of a feeling, I started feeling a lot more loose in the sketchbook, and this was done with a lot of pencil and glass tip pen. Again, the same tree without the leaves. This was from Onma's YouTube video, what she had drawn, and I don't know where I drew this from. And the dandelions slowly started appearing, and I was so happy. This was from a picture that I took, and I had to show up for that particular day, and I was going out, so I drew this in 10 minutes. I don't know why, 10 to 12 minutes max. That's all I knew that, and that particular day it was like it. I was on a time crunch. I just threw whatever materials I had on my desk and called it a day. I took my sketchbook to a nature reserve and I absolutely enjoyed looking at all those geese, ducks. I'm not sure, it was on Labor Day, yeah, 1st of May. I had to draw them as I was standing, and it was like basically taking notes of how they were, because as I was drawing the body, I would notice that they would have moved on to another pose, and I would have had to complete it either from imagination or by looking at someone else, some other bird that was in the same pose. So it was a lot of fun. I liked it, and the same day I drew all this too from the swampy area nearby. And these were pieced together in the car as I was drawing, as we were going in the car. I really like this tree. There's one outside our house in the similar shape, and we had stopped at McDonald's that day to eat, and there was Circle K opposite it. And this I came back home and drew, but I took a photo of this when we had gone to the nature reserve. Again, I really love this. A random day, random bird the next day. And this was from Emma Carlisle's, it was a Patreon celebration year, celebration day. So she had hens for that particular day. And we had so many roosters and hens, and it was so much of fun. They were all timed. I used a lot of brush pen, Ecoline and Tombow brush pens, along with color pencil. They were a lot of fun. I really like this one. I had used some chalky watercolor, I'm not sure what. I really like this one. This one too. I like the color basically. This one looks this one looks more like a zebra, just this part, the face part. Another day out with a sketchbook, and this was on the train. I realized I had not brought any color pencils with me and I was so disappointed. So I had to make do with watercolors on that day and a few markers. This was with the Tombow markers at Kungstre Garden here. We had gone to watch the cherry blossoms for the first time and I had the best ice cream there. So, in memory of both the cherry blossoms and the ice cream. This was with Tombow markers and I did another one with watercolor. I really like this one. These were like huge pots with purple flowers in them, so I drew them too. I clearly remember this day. I saw so many children playing there was a part in the center where there was very little water, just to cover your ankles, and the children were jumping around and playing. It was such a beautiful day. I came back home, another tree through the a view from the window. Random drawings. This was from a reference on Pinterest, and I added these ducks and this person fishing, which was nice. And this is again from the nature reserve. I had taken this photo and I really liked it. Did not know how to depict that particular tree, so I made a circle for it. I think this was from Kavita's session, and I don't know if you can see this owl. This is also from Kavita's session. A bunch of bears. This is from Onmar Patreon session. I drew it twice because I did not like the way the fence came out here. Once again, Kavita's session on seals. I like these pastel shades. This was the first time I experimented with Holbein's acrylic gouache. I really like those colors, the pastel shades. Nice chunky. And this was after the session. I wanted to continue, so from one of the references that she had sent, I just continued drawing. I used a little bit of gelatos, and flowers were popping around everywhere that spring, and like every time I went out, every 2 weeks, there were a new set of flowers that were blooming, and these were tulips. And these were some wildflowers with the leaves dangling on top, and I think this was a willow. My daughter kept bringing me flowers, and this was one such flower that she brought, and I tried it out in different materials like neocolors and markers, color pencil, and this was with gouache. She liked this one and this one a lot. And this time I went to the park with my son and daughter, and while they were playing, I sat next to a bunch of dandelions and I painted them. And I really like their leaves. Their leaves are beautiful. This was a random day, television day, where I just was watching TV and drawing whatever I saw on TV. Some Netflix, everything Netflix. And again, a day at the park. It is different that now that I tend to appreciate the seasons differently here. Like the flowers came first, and then once they bloomed, then the leaves came onto this tree. So I had noticed that over over a week or so. So I wanted to capture that. Another tree from the park again. More drawings at the park, trying to draw. No, not from the park, I'm sorry. This was a day at a lake where people were sunbathing, and my son and children were playing at the park, and park-like area around. Yeah, there were people sitting on chairs, foldable chairs, having tubes to swim. This was again back at the park with a sign. This is the sand pit area where my son plays. This was some Nicobar pigeon. Yeah. Groove build, and I think I was starting to draw birds. I'm not sure why. I collaged them after I used the pan pastels and they still seem to come off. And then I wanted to draw a bunch of Asian stuff, if I may call it that. So this was a drum, that rotating drum for luck or something. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I saw this reference of Pinterest and I really liked it. So after that I wanted, we had this Chinese doll that was for luck, and I enjoyed drawing this cat, and I started finding more references of more such animals that were for luck or for money or something like that. This day was another day out and we had gone to a birthday party where everything was Pokemon, and I really enjoyed drawing this one. Pikachu. This was Emma Carlisle's Patreon. We had an otters session. This was one of my favorites. And then I drew this from a photo that I had taken when I had gone out for lunch. I really love small tiny baby Buddhas. My cousin sister loves them a lot too. So more feng shui, and this is a Chinese fish statue for wealth, prosperity and abundance. So after I drew this just for fun, just a funny, I like the cuteness and this exaggeration of the fluff on top of that goldfish. Birds, we love birds. And this bull is one of my favorites. Favorite. I really love the color combination, this color along with the green. Dog, horse. I drew a heart on this horse because when we went to Torshälberget here in Sweden, there is it's a place where they have farm animals, and one of the horses had the fur shaved into a heart at the back, and it was very nice. So I wanted to put that on this horse. And this was from a walk that we had taken at the park and I tried my hardest with acrylic gouache and regular gouache to try and draw it, and the color has faded so much. It was so rich with color when I brought it. Again, more birds, loving the birds, beautiful eyes. And this is a study from an artist, I think, Virginia Hem, I think. Virginia, I'm sorry if I'm saying the wrong name, just a study. And this is from another video of Holbein pencils and some colors. And we are done. Thank you so much for being here. I enjoyed sharing this sketchbook, and remember me by the bull. I really like this bull. I'll see you soon in another video. I'm so happy to be back. Ta-ta.